There are two types of people in this world. The drifter and the player.
このまま成長を続けられるのならいつかは S 級いやそれ以上だって狙えるかもしれない
Let me know if this sounds familiar. The drifter wakes up and is hit with this feeling of emptiness. He immediately copes by grabbing his phone, starts to scroll, checking his messages, checking social media. First thing in the morning, he puts his whole self into his phone. The drifter goes through his daily life always trying to figure out what to do next. He's always so bored. And the only thing he finds pleasure in is video games, scrolling on his phone, watching YouTube here and there, hanging out with his friends, kicking back, smoking weed a little bit here and there. He's completely aimless. Then there's the player, the person who is logged into the game of life. The player wakes up with excitement, knowing exactly what to do next. He crushes his morning routine and gets straight into deep work right after. He's in flow state and gets so many feelings of vitality and zest in his work. Even though the player can still get stressed out and suffer, the suffering ceases to exist because the suffering has found meaning. The player is no longer distracted by menial, mundane tasks like scrolling, watching YouTube, playing video games, because he has something beyond that, a mission, a hero's journey to look forward to. In a hyper-stimulated world, what are people more inclined to chase after? Materialistic objects, hedonistic lifestyle, something to take them away from this pain that they're feeling. But where does this pain, this feeling of something is missing, really originate from? It's from the lack of fulfillment in people's lives. And there's so many choices in this world, so many options, so many things to do that it kind of gets buried on top of what we actually want to do. We were told, you should do this or you should do that by our family, teachers, friends, peers, etc., pressuring us to go here, go there, being led down a path that you didn't want to end up in because it makes the most money. Because you're getting pressured by this person, that person, society, education, whatever, social media. If you're watching this, you probably know deep down there's something more to life than to slave away at a job that you hate. To wake up, scroll, eat, shit, work, repeat. You know there's more to life than that. So in this video, I've come up with 5 strategies that you can implement today to understand what journey, what path is actually yours for the taking. But first we need to understand what is purpose, because a lot of people, they regurgitate this word purpose and on self-improvement, the niche, but what even is it? Do you know the definition of purpose? Think real quick. What do you think it is? A definition of purpose is a reason for being created. You have a purpose, I have a purpose. And I truly believe that everyone and everything was created with a purpose by the Creator. Therefore, my friend, you have a hidden purpose deep within you, just waiting to be realized. And so with that, the first strategy we're going to get into is your primal inclination. You see, let's really think about it. Every single human being in the world, even before us, after us, etc., right now, everyone has a certain unique genetic code. No person is the same at all. If you look deep down at their genetics, everyone is already born with their uniqueness of character in their biology. So when we think about that, when you're born into this world, the baby, right, as a baby, you're born into this world, and that is the first time in the whole entire world, the whole entire universe, your unique set of genetic cells, DNA, etc., is born and came into fruition. That's really powerful. So the reason I bring this up is because what if I told you that as you're growing up in your childhood years, your adolescent years, you were already acting towards your calling, towards your purpose, towards things that you were already fascinated by, because your certain genetic code, your uniqueness of character allowed you to be authentic itself. But what happens is we go through the education system, we learn the same things as everyone else. We get taught the same way. And there's no way for us to kind of be unique, and there's no way for us to kind of express our unique self because everyone's taught the same things, learned the same way, everyone is told the same things. It doesn't really make sense for school to kind of put everyone through the same exact curriculum because all you get is the same exact people right after it. That's why some people excel in other subjects than others, and the people who don't excel in certain subjects, they think there's something wrong with them. So your primal inclination, what even is that? Your primal inclination is something that you're inclined to chase after when you come down to your basic fundamentals of your character. So what does that mean? So in your adolescent years, before education, before your parents pressured you to do this or that, your friends, your peers, etc., you were already acting according to yourself. So let's really think back right now. Let's think back to your early years of your childhood. What did you used to do? What always used to fascinate you? what always brought you joy and vitality and zest and childlike energy when you were young. And don't tell me it was video games. Don't tell me it was some instant gratification activity. Don't tell me any of that bullshit. What is something real that you were actually fascinated by? And when we begin to understand this, this could be a certain object, a certain activity, a certain task, a certain way you thought, a certain way you looked at things, a mindset, an attitude, something that is given to you uniquely. Because I really feel like everyone has like a superpower within that, a power within your uniqueness. There's something that you have that you can give to the world. And there's a way that you can help people in a way that is unique to you. So I'll give you an example. So when I was little, I always remember, I have like flashbacks about it. I'd always like try to make up games. I'd make up scenarios, use my imagination and make a reality to make it more fun for people. So when I used to play with my cousins, we used to play with Nerf guns. We used to act out like we were playing like Call of Duty Zombies like in our houses and stuff like that. I remember times like that. Like it was so fun. Like I could literally imagine it, the zombies coming through the door and stuff like that. We had to rebuild the walls. We had to reload our guns, get new ammo. It's like moments like that brought me so much joy. It's like I could really make up any scenario and make it more fun and zestful and share that with other people. And so when I look back at that, I'm like, wow, it's like, what did I use there that was unique to me? And it was my imagination. My imagination really did make the scenario. It was the way I interpreted that situation and made it fun and made it more lively. Because also too, when I was growing up in like from elementary school to middle school, I always wanted to be like an actor. And it wasn't out of like, oh, because I saw someone be an actor. I wanted to be an actor because then I could also make my own reality. I could make situations, use my imagination to become a character, to live life in a more unique way that is unique to me. So the thing about a Primal Inclination that I used to do was just always use my imagination, create scenarios, and share that reality with other people. And so think about it like that. Did you used to draw when you were little? What would you used to play with? Legos? Was it blocks? Was it words? Was it books? Like what was it that really fascinated you, that always brought you joy and childlike zest and energy? It could be playing with people. It could be a sport. It could be a certain activity. And this really is unique. It's really hard for me to sit here and be like, oh, if it's this, then it's this. No, it's not how that works, because you need to kind of walk into the walls of your own psyche and look around the walls, like the paintings on your walls inside your mind, and be like, okay, I used to do this or I used to do that. Walk into those deep back rooms of your mind and really try to find what really did fascinate me before I was told to do this and told to do that, before I got traumatized, before all this pain hit me, before all that. Because I'm telling you, that is where your gift lies. So during this process, really think about your primal inclination. There's no quest after this section in strategy, but just always keep in mind, what did I used to do as a child? And what happens is when you find it, you'll automatically get this you get like a boost in all your stats when you actually find your inclination, your primal inclination, your that fascination that always made you feel alive. And it's not in a lively bodily type of way, but in a spirit type of way. And your spirit will make your body feel alive. So think back and connect to your childhood self. Really try to have conversations with him and go back into the walls of your psyche and to kind of really think, what really fascinated me? What was I really drawn towards all the time? The next strategy is your flow state task. If you ever witness flow state or experience flow state, what it really is in the moment, time goes by so fast. You're not worried about the time. You're not worried about anything else but the task itself. You almost dissolve into the task because it's so engaging. You're so engaged. It fascinates you. It sucks you in. And things can do that are not your purpose. Like video games can do that. Your phone can suck you in, not worry about the time. A lot of social events, a lot of being around people can kind of put you in a flow state. But really think back, like when I mentioned your primal inclination, maybe if you found that fascination of yours, really try to think back, okay, what are the moments that I used to do that, and did they bring me flow state? Even now, what are the moments in your life that bring you flow state, and why? Maybe when you're learning, maybe when you're in the gym doing a certain thing, maybe when you're speaking a certain way, maybe when you're expressing a certain trait, maybe when you're talking to people, maybe when you're writing down words, maybe when the possibilities are endless when it comes to your unique self, because like I said, like everyone's genetic code and DNA is so different from everyone else that it's really hard for me to kind of pinpoint what is your gift in your flow state task. So what really brings you flow state? What brings you into moments of fascination and joy, not worrying about the time? You have like no thoughts in your brain. You're just flowing through the task and being really engaged. Really think about moments like that, because those are keys to unlocking your purpose. Those are moments where it can kind of guide you and pinpoint you towards finding your true purpose. I don't want to get you confused or anything. Purpose isn't really, you can't really describe your own purpose into one sentence. It really is a culmination of a bunch of things put together, and it's like a big jumble of just you. You can't really describe purpose in one sentence. It has to be this and this and this. You pull all these things together in a cauldron, and then once you mix it all together, that is your purpose. And your purpose is constantly evolving, getting better. It's constantly just unlocking new parts about yourself, expanding your conscious and awareness about your gift and your superpower that you are given. Because we're not given superpowers like breathing fire or bending water or using our ki energy. We don't necessarily have powers like that, but we have power with our uniqueness, our spirit, our soul, energy, being able to have a positive attitude, a negative attitude. We have gifts like that. The human experience is really beautiful, and purpose is like this thing you know deep down that you really cannot explain into words. I can't really sit here and put my whole entire purpose into words, because it would be really too difficult to kind of explain to you, because it's paragraphs and paragraphs worth of information of my past and why this event happened and why did I feel that. So it's a lot of things like that. So I don't want you to get confused. Don't get overwhelmed by not understanding what is my full entire purpose, because it's not about that. It's about understanding your character more, what you're good at, what you're not good at, your flow state tasks, what brought you joy, and then just go after that little by little, and worrying about the present moment. Don't worry about what you have to do in 5 years, 2 years, etc. Worry about what you have to do right now to bring you joy, vitality, to bring you a feeling of zest and liveliness to your life. The next strategy is going to be Ikigai, and what I'm going to do is put a picture of Ikigai up on the screen. If you've seen this before, it's a Japanese philosophy or Japanese concept of trying to find your purpose, of a way to find your purpose. And I really do like using this process with the people that I coach on finding purpose. Is I literally walk them through this whole entire process of, okay, what do you love and what are your interests? And then you go to, what are you good at? What are your strengths? And then you go to what the world needs. What are the problems that you can or want to solve? And then you go to your careers and what you can get paid for, depending on your unique set of Ikigai traits, questions, etc. So with this process, I really like this because it asks the right questions, and you can really just bullet it down, look at it objectively, and once you have this big piece of paper of filling out your Ikigai, you can look at it from a third person perspective and be like, okay, wow, okay, I like this, oh, I can also help someone like with this, like with their need, and you kind of break it down in your mind on your character, what you can do, your uniqueness, your purpose. And so what I need you to do, I'm gonna give you a quest right now, is to go ahead and fill this out right now. What are your interests? What do you love? Number 2, what are your strengths and what are you good at? Or what do you want to be good at? The next section to go into is to what problems do I want to solve, or what are the problems in the world that I really find attractive, as in that I want to solve, or what are the problems in the world that I can solve for someone else, that I really want to help people with, things like that. And then you go into the last thing, which is expanding your mind on what you can get paid for, because what is a job? People get confused about what a job is, because people think, okay, a job is already a recurring thing that someone is given, a job. But no, a job is anything that you can help someone with. A job is created out of a need for something. So if someone needs a bottle of water, your job is to get them a bottle of water. If your need is to find your purpose, my job is to help you and guide you towards finding your purpose. That is my job. So a job is not a title. A job is not accountant. A job is not influencer. A job is not entrepreneur. A job is fulfilling a need of something. Don't get so caught up in different words about a job. Oh, like looking up online, what jobs do they have to offer? Like, no, like when we think about what you can get paid for, think about, okay, what are the needs I can fulfill for other people that I can get paid for? What is something that someone can pay me for me to help them? Think about it like that. And so what I want you to do is have this list filled out right now and just keep it with you. Always look at it. Always look back to it. Be like, okay, these are my strengths. What I got to get good at. And you kind of build this confidence up of, okay, now I know what to do. I know what to learn. I know what strengths I want to get good at. I know what skills to level up. I kind of know which direction I kind of want to go in. And that's exactly what I want you to find. It's not the whole entire purpose of your life, because that's a long-term hero's journey for you to go on. But what you need right now is to get to know your character, and to know that the fact that you're unique, you have a gift, you have strengths, you have things that you're good at, you have a character that can help other people in certain type of ways. It's a good thing to understand that. So once you have that paper filled out, keep it to the side, and we'll go into the next strategy. The next strategy we're going to go into is character admiration or role models. So when we think about characters in fiction, and like in movies, TV shows, fiction, in real life, people back in history, what are some people you genuinely admire? And for me in this situation, I really like anime, and a lot of times when I would watch certain animes, there would be certain characters that really bring out an emotional side in me that kind of makes me feel alive, seeing them act in a certain type of way, in a heroic type of way, in a way that is really compassionate and self-serving and selfless. And when we look at characters in, like I said, movies, TV shows, movies, like even your family members, your friends, you see certain traits out in society, and you're like, wow, that's a really nice trait that person has. Or you really like this person because they did a certain thing, they maybe help someone, and you're like, wow, that really is a nice thing that they do. Character admiration is a key to finding your character and to finding what is unique about you, because if me and you watch the same anime, we might not like the same exact characters word for word, but those are the keys to unlocking, okay, why do I admire this character, and what about them do I want to take and use to myself? For example, if you've watched Naruto, it's an anime, and Naruto he started as an underdog. He was always looked down upon because he had the Nine-Tails Fox inside of him. So you can use that to be like, okay, maybe I was an underdog when I was little, and I can relate to Naruto because he started from ground zero, literally level zero. He was looked down upon. He was persecuted, but he still rose up, and people can admire people for that. I certainly admire him for that. It's pretty brave of him, right? And you kind of can take that and use it into your own story, use it into your own character, and be like, wow, how can I be the underdog? How can I be the hero? How can I be the person who saves other people in a nice, cool fashion, cool way? What you can do with this is right now I'm gonna give you a quest right now, is to list down all the characters that you kind of admire in shows, TV shows. It could be your father, it could be your mother, it could be your friends, your family, it could be anyone. It could be me if you really want to. It could be a YouTuber, it could be an influencer, it could be anyone, and you can write down what you like about this person and why. And it's not in a way to compare yourself, it's a way to kind of grow and to find inspiration, to find keys into your own character. So right now, some of mine, I really like Thorfinn from Vinland Saga. I like Jesus Christ in the Bible, the way he lived, the way he taught, the way he was so self-serving, the way he gave himself for the world. I like people like All Might from My Hero Academia, the way he represents heroism, a hero line, and a person who is self-serving. It's like we should really bring back heroes or people who have these certain traits that can help the world, because being hedonistic, being pessimistic, these negative type of views do not serve people. I genuinely want to bring a positive reality to people who are pessimistic, who are nihilistic, because I used to be in a situation where I thought things were meaningless. I didn't really have anything, and wasn't really ambitious. I wasn't doing anything for myself. I was aimless. I didn't have a purpose. And so when I begin to take time and think, okay, what do I really want? What do I really want to do for my life? I actually want to make a change. And once I try to adopt this worldview of, wow, the world is mysterious. The world is out there for me to conquer, to level up, to meet new people. It's a world of learning and experiencing. This is really the human experience that we were given by the Creator. So I kind of went on a rant there, but like I said, list down all these characters and why. Don't just list them down. Write down what you like about them, because you kind of know deep down, like, what will happen is you'll write down the character. You ask yourself, okay, what do I like about this character? And what will happen is you'll have a thought. You'll have a thought, okay, I like it when he does this. Or when you're watching the show, what moments get you really emotional and get you really kind of tingling, like in the body, like you feel like alive when you see someone act in a certain way. And what you can do, adopt that trait and start adding it into your own life. Forming and building and evolving your character, because you are kind of the purpose. You are the purpose. But purpose isn't really just, like I said, not just a sentence. It's you. It's your life. It's what you do. It's what you like. It's the things that you're good at. It's a culmination of a bunch of things. So the last strategy that we are going to get into is moments that really do define you. And when we think about this, think about moments from your childhood, or moments if you've ever been traumatized in a bad way, or you've been persecuted, you've been hurt in a certain type of way, and you've triumphed. Maybe you set a goal. Maybe you've overcame something. You overcame negative emotions, negative feelings, negative circumstances. Think about moments in your life that, wow, I really did overcome that, and that really does define me, because those moments are also keys that you can use to unlock your purpose, to unlock this inner confidence of yours. I remember moments in my childhood where I'd really just do nothing. I would come home from school, throw my bag against the wall, just watch YouTube, play video games, do my homework the next morning in school. Like, it just really wasn't fun. And I look back at moments like that, it's like, wow, it's like I really did overcome that. I overcame the aimlessness. I overcame the moments of being stagnant and not having a purpose, and not having feelings of not wanting to live, but feelings of, wow, like nothing is exciting. Everything is just boring. And overcoming that was really something for me to unlock the inner child inside of me, to unlock this person who I always wanted to be before being pressured into things that I didn't give a fuck about. Because being pushed into things that you don't give a fuck about is like, it's really just, I don't really know how to really describe it, but you have a feeling of just, wow, it's like your soul gets ripped away. It's like your soul gets dampened. Your soul gets dampened when you do things that you don't want to do. It's like, yeah, you gotta have discipline or willpower. You gotta go through the motions of school, work, etc. But at the end of the day, it's like, that's not fulfilling. It's like you would rather do other things, of course, right? But why are we living like this in the first place? Why are we living like we don't want to go to work? We don't want to go to school. We don't want to do shit. All we want to do is just fucking sit in our bed, decompose, and just scroll on our phone. That's no way to live at all. So think about moments in your life that really do define you. Maybe you won a tournament. Maybe you've made something that you were just so proud of. Maybe you forgave someone. Maybe you were heroic towards someone. Maybe you overcame a bad habit. Think about moments like that where you really did win. You won, and it really does define you. And then use that towards molding your character. Because purpose is like, we're like the sculptor, and our purpose is the rock. We look at a rock and we visualize, we have moments in our mind where, okay, I really want this rock to look like this. And we are the sculptor. We start chipping away, maybe adding some clay onto it and molding it in a certain way. We're constantly evolving and growing our purpose, our quirk, our superpower of ours. Because we might not, like I said, we might not be able to bend water, bend fire, or be an airbender or have superpowers, but our power lies in our uniqueness to help the world and to serve other people. And I think that is a beautiful thing to have. So I hope this video has helped you. Use these 5 strategies over and over, like repeatedly, to really find your purpose. And purpose comes with diving deep and self-reflecting onto yourself about, okay, like just trying to think and use your mind to think about who you truly are. It really just takes a couple difficult questions and hours of deep reflection, maybe getting rid of stimulation, putting the phone down. Put the fucking phone away. Please put the phone away. Put the phone away somewhere and really just think. Put the phone in the drawer. Give it to someone. Give your phone to someone and be like, hey, don't give me this back until I found my purpose or my character. Do things like that. Also, too, in the link in the description, I have a free Discord that you can join. We have over 600 members. It's called The Guild. And The Guild is a place for people to come to as a safe haven, to find purpose, to find meaning, to find their hero's journey, to go from a drifter to a player. And in there, I have an exclusive course on how to stop drifting through life. I have 4 methods, 4 videos on how you can kind of adopt a player's mindset on how to play the game of life. So if you're interested, it's in the link in the description. I'd be happy to have you. So with that, my friend, continue your journey, find your purpose, use these skills, go out and level up, and keep moving forward.